day 2 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar for the year 2022. And today's question comes from listener Joe Mendoza. It says, imagine in the new section of Disneyland, Gallifrey, right next to Star Wars Land, you were recruited to create the look of the land, a restaurant or two, a ride or two, and a shop. How would this section of the park shape up under the direction of the three who rule? We're creating
fired.
Arc of Infinity coffee shop is a given.
Oh, yeah, that's a given.
There it
is. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, there we go.
Panopticon from Deadly Assassin. It has to be the Deadly Assassin Panopticon.
What would it be?
Orange sky.
Orange sky, like what in the paint? I've never been to Disneyland, so I don't know what there's like a.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Under Duress.
Inside Caesar's Palace?
No, I don't know. I only know of it. No, I have never been.
Okay.
Is there like a fake roof or something? Or
there's a bit in Caesar's Palace where it's kind of painted like the sky.
Oh. And they did a projection on Front Street, I think.
Yeah,
but
so Orange Sky is projected in whatever, because we're on Gallifrey now. Okay,
anything that has like an outsidey thing.
All right. The Panopticon for whatever.
You need to have cosplay, like, you know, the people who are dressed up, like, there's a name for them. I can't remember what the hell Disney calls them. The people dressed up as the characters. You need to have Time Lords that will not answer any of your questions. They're just aloof jerks. Like, you go up and ask for directions, and they just turn and walk away in an undignified manner.
Right.
Staff are called cast members in general. I don't know if there's a special name for those in like the Mickey outfits or whatever. But
indentured cast members, I believe, because they're not
wage slaves, I believe.
Yeah, they're not allowed to take off their masks or anything like that.
If there's a Panopticon, Warren, is there going to be like an alcove up top for?
You bet there is,
for mounting a gun.
Yep, and a little crappy little doll.
We are talking about being in the States here, right? So
yeah. Well, so yeah, you can mount your own gun because of course we brought that to Disneyland.
Naturally,
especially in Florida.
I don't think you're not allowed into the park without a gun in Florida, right?
Well,
exactly.
I think
they
that
just hand you one.
I think that Disneyland Texas Book Depository already has a gun mount position. So
this is going some pretty bad places. But anyway, there'd be like little dolls. There'd be a grandfather clock.
Sure.
You'd have to have the conference room that was used for for End of Time for one, but also for Hellbent, so you can sit there and argue with Rassilon. Your choice of which Rassilon it is.
Ooh. Right.
For the menus at the restaurant, they could be on black scrolls.
Mm-hmm. They could be on black scrolls. That's true. I think there should be a really bad dessert called the Mind Probe.
To which you can say, not the Mind Probe.
Whenever the waiter comes and says, "Would you like dessert?" It's the Mind Probe, and then you can launch into it. Yeah.
Would we have a harpist?
Yeah, I think actually.
Restaurant, lobby.
Well, that's like the secret room. You know how they have some secret club areas that if you're like a certain Disney area, like you pay enough money, basically you can be. There's certain clubs only those people can get into. If you can play the right notes on the harp, then you get to go into the back room.
Right.
With Barusa. I'm gonna screw his name up.
Barusa.
Doing his thing.
Right.
And that's like a speakeasy.
Disneyland speakeasy for special Doctor Who fans.
Yeah, exactly.
To get in, if you know how to play harp. Okay. Are there any rides? What about rides? Gallifrey rides? Because it's not just Doctor Who. We're talking Gallifrey specific rides.
What was the question? It was just to design.
So
restaurants
look at the land. We've kind of got that with the orange sky, probably like the bubble, of the we've seen the modern series. The restaurant
through the Death Zone.
Does Gallifrey have to be destroyed every night?
Yes,
it has to be removed from time, and then it comes back at the beginning of, and then
which is them switching off the lights.
It's just basically just like, did anybody think that in the show? Thinking maybe they just turn the lights off. Gallifrey's not blown up at all. It just switched the lights off. They're just being economic. A ride or two. I'm not a rides person, so I'm trying to think what would a ride be on.
That's what I'm saying. That's
ride the time scoop.
It would just
you get arrested robots.
I like that. Yeah, it would just be like people like hop in and it just like this unconvincing rhombus video effect would come in and swoop in and take you out.
Everything is unconvincing. That's the whole point.
That is the point. It's not none of this. I don't want your modern fancy effects, Gallifrey. I want Arc of Infinity coffee shop. I want
Could you trip over the smallest of rocks?
Yes.
Is that a ride?
Also,
yes.
Also, you can go to the special section where there's a barn where you can go in and either have a bowl of soup,
right,
or talk to a young, presumably William Hartnell doctor,
right.
and just tell them utter complete gibberish. And then when you walk out of that barn, a big ship comes down. Also, the moment's there, and as somebody cosplaying as Billy Piper can talk you out of hitting it,
or perhaps
talk
the barn
into it.
The barn can be for adults, and that's where you can go to have a nap.
No, you can do that, yeah. Right, you can nap right next to a young Billy Hartnell being traumatized.
I think honestly
that brings its own set of problems.
It does. It does a little bit, but I kind of like this idea. I mean, the fact that they designed these theme parks to be so hectic and full of adventure that sometimes a lot of people are just looking for a nap, and I think that's what we can bring to Gallifrey Land at Disneyland coming in 2023. A nap.